That's the whole system of government we have, that we are sovereign individual human beings with autonomy and concerns and lives, and that those lives have value. The only reason these guys have jobs is because a lot of people really love Charlie Kirk, and a lot of people were willing to sacrifice a lot to go see him. A lot of people were willing to travel a very long way to go see Charlie Kirk. A lot of people were willing to jump on an airplane, get a hotel room. A lot of people were willing to drive hundreds of miles to go see Charlie Kirk. Nobody was willing to do that before. Nobody was willing to do that to go see Andrew Colvet. Nobody was willing to do that to go see any of these other people. The only people anybody wanted to see was Charlie Kirk. That's it. That's the only to see. And if they cannot recognize that reality, then they don't understand, they don't have the ability and the right to stand in front of us on a daily basis and be heard. They lose that right, and I don't know any other way to put it. You have to be, your power to be heard comes from somewhere. Your power to be heard comes from somewhere. Your power to be heard, Blake. Your power to be heard, Andrew. Your power to be heard, Gary. Your power to be heard, all you 92 people on the group chat. The only reason you guys are speaking and anyone's listening to anything you say is because Charlie Kirk lived and died. And a lot of people really loved him. But that love is translated into an action. They want to know what happened. And they have every right to ask the questions. You don't get a right to sit back and just say, hey, you have to get over it. You have to go over it. You have to get over it. You have no right to ask any questions. You just must take the word of the FBI. You must take the word of the Utah State Bureau of Investigation. You must take the word of the Utah prosecutors. You must take the word of TPUSA headquarters. That is an untenable position to put people in. And it is a symptom, not a cause of why everything's breaking down. That's the problem. Why is Tucker starting a third party? Because you keep talking down to people. You keep talking down to people who want to know who killed Tucker's friend Charlie. Why is Tucker starting a third party? Because you guys will not answer the questions about why it's necessary to go to foreign wars that we don't feel particularly fearful of. I don't particularly fear Iran. I don't. I don't think Iran has capabilities to reach the United States. I don't vacation in Iran. I don't care what goes on over there. Genuinely. I might care. I might pray for the people. But do I want to launch a war against them? No, absolutely not. Do I want my son drafted to go fight that war? No, absolutely 100% not. No. And to the extent that we're just being told, shut up. Your questions mean you're evil. Your questions mean you're awful. Well, guess what? If that's where we're going to go a different route. We're going to try a different party. We're going to try to leave you guys in the dust. Oh, but Baron, if you do that, the Democrats might win. So what? I went and voted today. I did not think I was going to. I waited all through early voting. It was a Republican primary and then the county general election. I had kind of in my mind said, I'm not even going to bother with voting ever again. It doesn't matter. They don't listen. They don't care. But the reality is my congressman really sucks. His name's Andy Ogles, and he's a turd. He's an absolute turd. And I wanted to go vote against him. Because every time he opens his mouth, turds fall out. He loves taking money from people that love and support our greatest ally. He loves voting for our greatest ally. He loves voting for all this crap that I can't stand. And so I'm done with him. I want to I'm not going to do it quite this second because I want to give you another symptom of what I'm seeing here. But I just want to show you what I'm talking about because this level of discourse is base. It is low. It is so beneath the dignity of common discussion. This is below anything that should be taking place in public. And I cannot, frankly, let it go without passing. Last night, we took apart Gary. He is, frankly, I very much suspect his IQ levels are capable of supporting life. I genuinely do. For example, last night we posted his, Candace stand stats. He's a Candace. I mean, just a total Candace, a Candace fan. He's a what do we call a Standus? Posted over 1,000 times. Today, this guy's IQ is so low, he gets on Grok and says, Grok, did I really post about Candace 1,000 times? And Grok was like, no, Mr. Gare Bear, you in fact did not. You only posted about her about 100 times. Well, the problem with that is he doesn't understand the limitations of Grok. Grok does not have access to the full library of Twitter. Grok only has access to a sample of Twitter. So you can't go ask Grok how many tweets in the world yesterday were there. He doesn't know. Grok doesn't know. Gary's too stupid to realize that. He's also too stupid to realize that just yelling and crying doesn't work. That's not good logic. Here is Gary yesterday. Just a reminder. Baron Coleman is lying to you about Tyler Robinson being in custody before 9 p.m. on September 11th. Well, we'll go over that in just a second, Gare Bear. We'll go over that in just a second. I'm not going to make the whole case. I'm using this as an example of what we no longer have to put up with. We're done with this type of logic. We have to move beyond this. Gary, this type of logic is why Tucker's starting a third party, and a lot of people are going to follow. You're doing this. Andrew Colvet, you're the cause of it. Blake Sneff, you're the cause of this. Donald Trump, you're the cause of this. Everybody pushing the Fed slop, you're the cause of this. We're tired of this level of discourse. He created this narrative to try to trick you into believing the Discord confession Tyler sent at 7:57 was somehow fabricated. I want you, as you read this, to say, does he address any point I've ever made on this issue? Or is he just saying, nuh-uh, that's not true. That's not true. It's like listening to my 5- and 7-year-old argue from the back of the minivan. And Tyler's arrest was 4 a.m. September 12th, hence evening of his arrest. See included warrant. Yeah, Gary, I'm questioning that. That's the point. I'm questioning the facts as you are putting them forward. I have raised a number of issues on this. I'm going to play a clip of it in a second. We have multiple testimonies in court documents confirming the attempted interrogation wasn't until 6:25 on the 12th. That is not true. You don't. If you did, you would cite to them. You don't cite to them because it's not true. You had one guy say that he thought he was not in custody until 9 o'clock because someone told him that. That's all we have. There's not one person that said he was Mirandized on 6:25 p.m. on the 12th. Not one person in court. Not one. Not one person under oath has made that statement. Just more lies to podslop and sucker you out of views and super chats. All right, well, let's go through this for just a second. Because what I'm saying is this is the type of argument. I'm going to use this clip to fix the audio once and for all. I'm going to use the clip to fix this audio once and for all. Because I know the two settings I have to change. I just have to play with them. But when I play this, I want you to listen to the long litany of reasons I give, all of which have gone unaddressed from everyone who's commented on this. Not one person who's commented on this that I've seen has gone through any of these points and said, I disagree with you on that particular point. Here's why I see that point differently. All they say is, That's not going to cut it. That's insufficient for me. And that is what is causing people to leave the mainstream uniparty. That's what's pushing people out to the edges. People don't like being talked down to, Blake. They don't like being talked down to, Andrew. They don't like being talked down to, Gare Bear. We're sick of it. We have a certain level of dignity as a human being that when we have concerns, we get to raise them. And we don't get to get yelled at because of our concerns. That's the whole system of government we have. That we are sovereign individual human beings with autonomy and concerns and lives, and that those lives have value, and that those lives with value have concerns emanating from those values. And when we raise those concerns, we don't want them dismissed. Why is it that the only concerns that get listened to are from weirdos? Oh, I have a concern. I want to wear a furry costume into Hooters and they won't let me. Well, okay. I guess that's a concern. Take it up with Hooters. Hooters is a private industry. If they don't want you, they don't have to have you. But why is it when we raise legitimate concerns about, well, should you be drafting our children and slaughtering them in the kitty litter box over in the Middle East? Well, shut up, bigot. Okay. Are you sure you didn't set that guy up? He doesn't look like he killed that guy. All the evidence that we can see seems to suggest he didn't. Check out A through double Z. Shut up. Shut up, bigot. What, do you hate Jewish people? Huh? What? What are you talking about? I'm curious why a 30-06 didn't go through his neck. What does that have to do with religion? Nothing. Nothing whatsoever. And I am just blowing a gasket over this nonsense. I am blowing an absolute gasket over this. It doesn't matter what logic you bring to the table. It doesn't matter how many good ideas you bring to the table. They just dismiss it, call you names, and go to war. That's it. That's all they want to do. Dismiss it, call you names, go to war. And I am so sick and tired of it that when I saw Tucker last night and I watched that clip, an hour and a half or so speech he gave, I watched it this morning and I thought, yes, finally, somebody's saying something that actually makes sense. We don't have to put up with this, Tucker. You're right. We don't. This absolutely is not something we should tolerate.